Jack Nicholson's story is often described as one of Hollywood's most unpredictable journeys, filled with brilliance, controversy, and personal revelations that could rival the plots of his own films. Rising to become one of the most recognizable actors in cinema history, Nicholson built a career defined by intensity, charisma, and an uncanny ability to embody complex characters. Yet, behind the fame and accolades, lies a narrative layered with personal secrets and emotional complexities. His life has often been portrayed as a blend of extraordinary success and deeply human contradictions. An actor who could dominate the screen while privately navigating questions about identity, family, and belonging. Over decades, Nicholson became a cultural icon, but his personal story includes revelations that reshaped how he understood his own origins. Alongside his professional triumphs came moments of shock, personal loss, and complicated relationships that added depth to his public persona. This is a reimagined account of his journey through fame, secrecy, and legacy. Hidden origins and family deception. Nicholson's early life is often retold as a story surrounded by secrecy and family decisions meant to protect reputations in a different era. Born in 1937 in New Jersey, he was raised under the belief that his grandparents were his parents and that his biological mother was actually his older sister. This elaborate arrangement, maintained by his family for decades, was designed to avoid social stigma connected to unplanned pregnancy and complicated relationships. His mother, June, and grandmother, Ethel, carried the burden of maintaining the illusion throughout his childhood. As a result, Nicholson grew up without knowledge of his true parentage, living what appeared to be a relatively modest and ordinary upbringing. The emotional implications of such a deception were profound, even if undisclosed at the time. Despite the confusion that would later surface, his childhood appeared stable on the surface, shaped by discipline, humor, and early signs of the sharp personality that would later define his screen presence. The shock discovery in adulthood, the truth about Nicholson's family background, reportedly emerged decades later, during the height of his Hollywood success. While working on major film projects in the 1970s, inconsistencies in public records and journalistic inquiries led to a startling revelation about his real parentage. What he believed about his sister and mother was upended when he learned that his sister was actually his biological mother, and his grandmother had raised him as her own child. The discovery reportedly came through a combination of investigative reporting and family confirmation, leaving Nicholson in a moment of emotional recalibration. By that time, both women involved in the secret had already passed away, making it impossible for him to confront them directly or fully understand their motivations. Despite the shocking nature of the truth, Nicholson later expressed a measured reaction, suggesting it brought clarity to parts of his life that had always felt slightly ambiguous, rather than causing personal devastation. Early struggles in Hollywood before becoming a household name, Nicholson endured a long and uncertain path through Hollywood's lower ranks. Arriving in Los Angeles as a teenager, he initially worked in modest roles within the entertainment industry, including studio assistant jobs that offered little recognition or stability. His early ambition was to act, but casting directors frequently rejected him, often citing his unconventional look as unsuitable for traditional leading roles. For nearly a decade, he struggled to break into mainstream cinema, surviving on small roles in low-budget productions and occasional screenwriting work. During this period, he developed connections with independent filmmakers who valued his creative instincts. These years of struggle were crucial in shaping his understanding of storytelling and character development. Rather than abandoning his ambitions, he persisted, gradually building a reputation as a versatile and determined creative force within the emerging independent film scene of the 1950s and 1960s. Breakthrough and rise to stardom. Nicholson's breakthrough arrived through collaborations with independent filmmaker Roger Corman, who recognized his potential early on. His performances in low-budget films provided him with the opportunity to refine his craft while gaining visibility in a competitive industry. The turning point came when he became involved with Easy Rider, a film that captured the countercultural spirit of its time. His role as a charismatic yet troubled lawyer earned him widespread critical acclaim and his first Academy Award nomination. Following this success, he delivered another defining performance in 5 Easy Pieces, portraying a restless and emotionally conflicted man who rejects privilege for a life of uncertainty. These roles established him as a leading figure in New Hollywood cinema, admired for his ability to portray flawed, deeply human characters. His rise was not overnight, but rather the result of years of persistence, creative experimentation, and a willingness to embrace unconventional roles that others avoided. Masterpieces and psychological roles. As his career progressed, Nicholson became known for portraying psychologically complex and often unstable characters. His role in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest became a landmark in film history, earning him an Academy Award and contributing to the film's sweep of major Oscar categories. His performance was widely praised for its emotional depth and authenticity, capturing both rebellion and vulnerability. Similarly, his role in The Shining solidified his reputation as a master of psychological intensity. His portrayal of Jack Torrance became one of the most iconic performances in horror cinema, marked by escalating tension and unforgettable scenes that remain culturally significant. These films demonstrated his ability to inhabit characters on the edge of psychological collapse, blending charisma with unpredictability. Directors often relied on his intensity to elevate storytelling, and audiences were drawn to the magnetic unpredictability he brought to every role. The Joker deal and business genius in 1989, Nicholson made one of the most financially successful decisions of his career by accepting the role of the Joker in Batman. Although he agreed to a reduced upfront salary, he negotiated a percentage of the film's box office and merchandise revenue. This decision proved extraordinarily lucrative, earning him tens of millions of dollars as the film became a global phenomenon. His portrayal of the Joker redefined the character for modern audiences, blending theatrical humor with unsettling menace. The performance influenced future interpretations of the role and became a defining moment in comic book film history. Beyond its artistic impact, the deal is often cited as one of the smartest financial negotiations in Hollywood, demonstrating Nicholson's understanding of long-term value over immediate payment. It reinforced his status not only as an actor, but also as a savvy figure in the entertainment industry. Awards, records, and legacy. Throughout his career, Nicholson accumulated an extraordinary number of accolades that cemented his legacy as one of the greatest actors of his generation. He received multiple Academy Awards and holds one of the highest numbers of Oscar nominations in history. His recognition extended beyond the Oscars, including Golden Globes, BAFTAs, and other international honors. Few actors have maintained such consistent critical acclaim across multiple decades, and even fewer have influenced as many genres of filmmaking. His career spanned drama, horror, comedy, and psychological thrillers, showcasing remarkable versatility. His presence on screen became synonymous with intensity and authenticity, and his performances continue to be studied by actors and filmmakers. Nicholson's legacy is not only defined by awards, but also by his lasting impact on cinematic storytelling and character development, shaping how complex roles are written and performed in modern cinema. high-profile relationships and scandals. Nicholson's personal life has often attracted as much attention as his professional achievements. Known for his charm and magnetic personality, he was linked to numerous high-profile relationships over the decades. His romantic history became part of Hollywood folklore, characterized by intense relationships, emotional turbulence, and public fascination. One of his most notable long-term relationships was with actress Angelica Huston, which lasted many years but was marked by instability and infidelity. Their relationship became symbolic of Hollywood's glamorous yet complicated romantic culture. Nicholson's reputation as a charismatic figure contributed to widespread media speculation about his personal life, often exaggerating details for public consumption. Despite the attention, he remained relatively private about emotional matters, rarely confirming rumors or engaging in public disputes about his relationships. His love life contributed significantly to his public image as both a romantic icon and a controversial figure. Children and complex family bonds. Nicholson is known to have several children from different relationships, and his family life has been described as complex and varied. Some of his children maintain close relationships with him, while others have experienced limited contact. His bond with his youngest son is often described as particularly strong, built on shared interests and time spent together during his upbringing. Other children have pursued their own paths in life, including careers in acting and creative fields. However, the varying degrees of involvement between Nicholson and his children have led to public discussion about family responsibility and emotional distance. Despite this complexity, there are moments of connection that reflect genuine affection and shared history. His family narrative is not uniform, but instead reflects the broader complexities of balancing fame, personal ambition, and parental relationships in the public eye. Late career, decline, and missed comeback. In the later stages of his career, Nicholson gradually stepped back from acting, with his final major film appearing in 2010. Although he was offered several prominent roles afterward, including potential comebacks in major productions, he ultimately declined them. Industry insiders often speculated about possible returns, but none materialized. His absence from the screen marked the end of an era in Hollywood, as one of its most recognizable figures retreated from active filmmaking. Some of his later projects underperformed critically and commercially, contributing to a quieter professional phase. Despite this, his reputation remained intact, and his earlier work continued to receive admiration and analysis. The decision to step away appeared intentional, reflecting a desire for privacy and personal comfort rather than continued public exposure. Retirement, Lakers' obsession, and final years in retirement. Nicholson has led a notably private life, spending much of his time in his Beverly Hills residence and occasionally attending public events, particularly basketball games. A devoted fan of the Los Angeles Lakers, he became a familiar presence at courtside seats for decades, often recognized as much for his attendance as for his film career. His passion for the team became a defining feature of his later public image. Though rarely seen in Hollywood circles today, he occasionally appears at major sporting events, where fans and athletes alike acknowledge his legacy. Reports suggest he enjoys a quiet routine, focusing on personal comfort and selective engagements. While rumors about his health and activity surface periodically, he remains a figure of enduring cultural significance. His later years reflect a transition from global stardom to quiet legacy, with his influence firmly embedded in film history and popular culture.